Hello, how are you today? I want to share my 4-day video in this 7 days challenge that I decided to embark in order to share with you content, tips, and knowledge which have helped me to break the fear of the public speaking. Why it's important for me to do this? Because I want to help as many people as possible to break this fear, to prevent any mental health and physical health issues in the future. So the topic for today is expose yourself to an audience. And why is this important? Well, research has shown that any fear that you can have to heights, to confined spaces, to spiders, or perhaps public speaking, but this can cause any physical or mental discomfort, like sweaty palms, like maybe your heart rate racing, some anxiety, maybe you cannot sleep when you go to bed at night, and you worry so much that you can feel the symptoms in your body. Well, this is considered a phobia. And the studies have proven so far that any phobia can be busted if you expose yourself gradually to the source of that phobia, to the origin of your fear. So let me give you an example. If you have a fear of public speaking, and you have to address an audience, it can be a shock for your system. But if you start gradually doing it, like I mentioned in my previous video, training, knowing your content, rehearsing, practicing, then you're gonna build the muscle. And this is a perfect example that comes to mind. When you go to the gym, for example, and you're being asked to lift 100 kilograms of weight, you won't be able to do it on the first go, on the first day of the gym, because you don't have the muscle. But instead of that, if you start with 2 kilos, then the following week with 5, and some with 10, 30, 50, 70. In short time, you can build the muscle in order to lift 100 kilograms. And I'm sure you'll be able to do it. That's exactly the same with public speaking. If you don't have the muscle of speaking in public, then it will be very difficult, very shocking for your system to address an audience overnight. But if you prepare yourself, you start building that muscle, and you will do it. Another good example is a toddler who starts walking first has to crawl, then get up and start walking, and sooner you will see that same toddler running. Baby steps is exactly what you need to do by exposing yourself to an audience. A last example is an athlete that wants to run a marathon of 42 Ks. It's not going to be able to run the marathon the first time in one go. It will have to train. First 1K, then 5, then 10, and build it up. But if you don't expose yourself to those baby steps, you won't get there to the goal that you want. And if your goal is being able to speak confidently, assertively in front of an audience, you will have to expose yourself to that unfamiliar environment. You will have to expose yourself to a zone, an area where it's not your comfort zone. So my advice in this, and what it worked for me, was to find a community where I felt safe to share my content. There are several clubs, communities where you find like-minded people who are going to support you, who are going to provide you with positive feedback on the things that you can improve. Another thing that you can do is to start sharing content, pretending that you have an audience. You could talk first to your partner, then to your family, close friends, or anyone who's willing to listen to you and tell you, well, that part it sounds really well, but I think this other one was a little bit off. You might need to tweak it. And then you learn what resonates with people, and then you continue building up. Sooner or later, if you do this, your phobia is going to disappear. You'll embrace it. If you found this content useful, please share it with anyone that you consider might find this what they need. And tomorrow I have another exciting topic to talk about for you to continue learning how to break the fear of public speaking, in particular if you're a non-native English speaker. Thank you so much for listening and for following me. I appreciate so much all your comments. If you want to know more, as always, put in the comments #chat and #more. Thank you and bye for now.